great. Hi, Andy. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks, Dave. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling really nice today. Really good. So let's talk about the Purium Platinum in Europe, Purium in North America, clans and the superfood. What do you think about the superfood? Do you think we need superfood today? Even if we eat organic, what's your takeaway on this topic?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. When you look at mainstream foods, okay, industrialized foods, our food chain is diabolical. It's horrible. It's dirty. There's chemicals. There's all sorts in it. I mean, glyphosate. Everybody thinks glyphosate is just in the USA. It's not. They
No.
use glyphosate over in the UK. When dogs are tested, they get very, very high amounts of glyphosate in their body because they use it for weed killing. They use it in schoolyards for weed killing. They use it in parks. And what are dogs? Dogs are sniffers. So they're going to pick up all that glyphosate. So glyphosate is not just in food through spraying chemicals on the crops. It's in our everyday life.
Yes.
Okay, so things like glyphosate, pesticides, our food, our mainstream food, our industrialized food, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, our everyday food that we buy from the supermarket outside of organic is just horrible food. It's dirty, it's chemicalized, and that over time has an effect on our body. You know, that's a bad effect on our body. So, you know, we even got to be careful with free range. A free range chicken can actually be a chicken that free ranges on concrete, and they feed it GMO foods. That's free ranging because it's not caged. So even when we're looking at organic and free range, we got to look at, if you really want to take this to the limit, okay, we really need to look into where are those eggs coming from? Where is that meat coming from? Where are those vegetables coming from? However, a lot of people don't want to do that, Dave, but they do want to eat clean. So all I would say is try and get as much vegetables and meat as you can, locally sourced, so you know where it's coming from, and buy organic wherever possible. It's not always possible for people to afford organic, and I get that, but try and eat as clean as you possibly can and organic whenever you can afford it. And then you're going to give your body that fighting chance in life.
Yes, because the point is not to put a lot of pressure on top of the toxins and the chemicals of the food chain. If you are worried about the best food ever, it's not good for your body either. So I like your point here to make as much as you can, and on top of that, you can use superfood on the daily routine, and once, maybe twice a year, do a cleanse. What do you think about cleanse?
I can't talk highly enough about a cleanse. So basically, there's a lot of different cleanses out there. You can do real deep cleanses, and they can knock you for six, even if you're healthy deep cleanses. But it's great to be able to get hold of a cleanse that isn't weeks long, but it's not only a couple of days long. So obviously, we use the Purium cleanse in America and Canada, and we got the Platinum cleanse over in the UK and Europe. Almost identical with a couple of slight differences in them, but the effect is the same. And the effect is basically this, Dave, or should I say, it's not so much the effect. What we're trying to achieve, the outcomes are this, is to basically give your body a break or a holiday, or in North America, a vacation from GMOs and processed foods and meats and things like that. Nothing wrong with meats, even if they're good meat, nothing wrong with them, but they really, really strain the digestive system. And if you're quite toxic in your body, you could do with less strain on your digestive system. So if you can take a simple cleanse, which has got like maybe some amino acids, so I notice you got some apothecary there, some apothecary, some green juices, and maybe something to help, maybe a bit of a parasite cleanse inside you. If you can do that for 10 days and still eat certain foods as well, and give your body a break from all of the heavy stuff for 10 days, honestly, I'm telling you right now, I have personally, in my family and friends, seen people change their lives in 10 days, change their lives in 10 days.
Because you know a little bit about toxins, being a former firefighter. You had a very toxic environment. So how long have you been doing cleanse for yourself?
For, well, 7 years. Nearly, well, it'll be 8 years this February. My very first cleanse was February 2014 with Purine. Yeah. That's when I did my very first cleanse. I'd met Troy Casey back in 2018. We were doing other things. Then I saw him in October 2013 talking about Purine. He said, there we go away and research it, because he knows I like researching. It took me 6 months researching it. Wow. And God, I wasted 6 months. I wish I'd have started 6 months before that, yes, because the products are that good. So I did my very first cleanse in 2014.
Yeah, because a cleanse is not just juicing and putting nothing in your body. The liver needs amino acids to do a really good cleanse. And in the premium and platinum cleanse, we have the effect of the greens for the liver, but also with the amino acids to support the liver to cleanse. So there's two parts. You decrease the number of toxins you put inside your body for 10 days, but you also help your body to get rid of the toxins you have inside from all these food and years.
Yeah, you know, the way Dave Sandoval, who's a formulator and one of the owners of Purium, when he formulates things, he formulated this cleanse. It's pure genius the way he's done it. I could talk and you could talk so many ways that he put things together. But if we're just talking about the amino acids, for example, the amino acids, in my opinion, are the best amino acids in the world. They're from organic legumes. And I even know people who they're intolerant to legumes, but they can take the amino acids because they're pre-digested, which means they do not go into the liver. They don't go digested through the body. They go straight into your lymph, but they provide building for your liver. They provide cellular building. And the amino acids are actually on the physician's desk reference in America, which is a reference book that you should be able to go into every hospital, every medical practice, and you should be able to get they should be able to show you a physician's desk reference. Okay, that's the Bible, the reference book. And these are referenced, I think 32 times, something like that, in the physician's desk. So they do amazing things. You can use them for the athletes to build muscle, but really what they do in the healing your body. They're healing your body by building you from the cellular level up, but they're pre-digested. And that is the key thing. They're pre-digested, so they do not put any strain on your system. 99% of that amino acid is utilized. Whereas other products, other foods, you're probably looking at a maximum of maybe 36% is utilized. And everything from 36% up that isn't utilized by the body has got to go through the liver and the kidneys and the body and puts it under a lot of stress. So, you know, these amino acids are amazing. But then you've got, you know, things like apothecary we could talk about, which it's a great antioxidant, but it's got natural occurring melatonin in it, which draws you into that deeper sleep. When you go into a deeper sleep, into that REM sleep, then your pituitary gland, you know, it fires out 10 times more growth hormone, or a lot more growth hormone than it would under normal sleep. So this whole cleanse is designed to really rebuild and repair your body and give you that break that you need, which is why people get such phenomenal effects from it. Not just feeling good, but health benefit effects as well.
Yeah, because sometimes cleanse have a bad reputations because it's only juice, but as you mentioned, there's so many pathways for the cleanse during the night, during the day, for the liver, for the blood circulations, and also for the guts, because on the cleanse you have a superfood that's helping the guts to get rid of all these toxins, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And one important thing to say about that as well, about that cleanse, it's an anabolic cleanse. Most of the cleanses, if not all of them, and you know, one of the massive side effects, which I don't think people are like this at all, of the cleanse, is you lose body fat, you lose weight. Okay, you don't lose weight, you lose body fat. Okay, don't think people like that much, will they? Losing body fat, but you go on lots of other body fat, you know, drop body fat, lose weight, and you get what's called emaciation. Your muscles waste. There's a muscle wastage there. Well, because of the amino acids and the way this cleanse is designed, you can actually put muscle on.
Yeah.
Okay. You actually put muscle on, which means you're not going to be emaciated and weak. So it's an anabolic cleanse. It's a cleanse that helps cleanse you, but it also builds you at the same time. And you try finding another program that does that. It'll be tough to find one that does that. But yet it's going to clean you out. I mean, one of the things you use in the cleanse over in North America, we don't use it over here, but we use it separately. It's not actually part of the cleanse, but it is with you guys, is something called Biomedic over in North America, and it's called Gut Harmony over in the UK and Europe. And it's, I mean, if you go to the Purion website and look at it, there's videos there, and there's actually a full, I mean, lots and lots of details of the 6-week trial that it went through. And through that 6-week trial, it was proven to pull up to 74% of the glyphosate out of your body.
Yeah.
Now, I believe this was without changing anything else in your diet. But you need to read that. But pull up to 74% of the glyphosate out of your body in 6 weeks. Okay, 74% in 6 weeks. It's massive. But also, we've got something called CRP, C-reactive protein, which is the marker for inflammation in the body. Inflammation, all doctors will tell you, inflammation is the cause of all modern day diseases. Now, it's been proven through these clinical trials in 6 weeks, it lowers those CR protein markers by up to 75%. That's just in 6 weeks. And there's a certain protocol to do that as well. So that product on its own, not anything else, is absolutely amazing to get your body cleaned up, to clean your gut up. Okay, it cleans your gut up, pulls the glyphosate out of your gut, out of your intestine, which is almost impossible to do. I don't know of anything in particular that does what this Gut Harmony and Biomedic does for your gut. So it pulls that glyphosate out, and it also replaces microbiome in there as well, and you can add probiotics into it as well. So as a cleanser for the body, this is, I never go a day. So people say to me, Dave, if you had to get rid of every, I'm going to use the word supplement, but these are foods, okay? Every single supplement that you use, you can only keep one. What would you keep? That would be the one that I would keep.
Yeah. Perfect. So, so you mentioned 6 weeks for the gut harmony or the biomedics, and for the glyphosate decrease, for the CRP decrease, but the cleanse is 10 days. Is it easy? I have done a few cleanse group with my own community and my own clients. I've done several of these cleanse myself, of course. As I am like you, I like to try first before to guide my clients on my community. But can you go through these 10 days? Is it hard to achieve? What's the obstacle that people may feel or experience during these days?
Yeah, it's great questions, really important questions as well, Dave, there. So if you're a meat eater, you're going to find it tougher emotionally. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you won't. Okay, because it is a vegan cleanse, because you're going to rest your body from all of those heavy fats from the meats and everything. So emotionally, I would say a lot of people find it hard emotionally for the first 3, 4, 5 days because they want to grab that food. They want le crunch. Okay, they want to chew and eat that food and feel it going in because we've got emotional attachments to it.
Yeah.
Take those emotional attachments away. It's only 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, we got a saying, it's stay calm. It's only 10 days, okay? But you will need a bit of willpower for the first few days, simply because you're going to be ridding your body of addictions. I have got a terrible sugar addiction. I'm okay at the moment because, you know, because I'm eating well. But if I went and had an ice cream or something like that right now, or even some crisps, my addiction kicks right in, and I've got to stop myself eating a whole tub of ice cream or going to get another cone of ice cream. I've got to stop myself because sugar is cocaine for the brain. Okay, sugar is cocaine for the brain, and in your brain and in your gut, there's opiate receptors, and sugar has got the same effect on those opiate receptors as cocaine has. Okay, it's incredible. I think cane sugar, processed sugar, should be banned off the market. It should be banned. It's a drug. It should be a class B or class A drug. So, you know, you might have some addictions that you've got to kill through that. And there's only one way to do that, and that's through willpower.
Yes.
So the first few days, you might need some willpower. Also, if you've got a highly toxic body, you might get some detox effects. You might get headaches. It may affect your bowel movements. You may get a bit of funny feeling in the stomach if you're highly toxic. Okay. But there's advice we can give to help them calm that down. Okay. But generally, going into day 5 and into day 6, most people start picking up. And by the time they've got to day 10, most, not all, but most people are like, the first thing they say is, wow, I've dropped 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fantastic, but I don't care about your weight. How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I've slept better. I'm waking up. I'm refreshed. I feel amazing during the day. I'm missing my food. I am missing my food, but I'm feeling amazing. I said, so what happened there was you were eating foods that were fantastic for your body. You took all the bad chemicals and all the bad calories away and kept all the clean foods and all the good calories in your diet. That makes you feel amazing. Oh, and by the way, you drop weight as well. You lost body fat as well. Okay. So yeah, so they're the feelings people can get. Personally with me, I miss the food emotionally. I don't think I'll ever get over that, Dave, but it's only 10 days, you know, and I can do it for 10 days. So yeah, that's the kind of things that I would say people need to remember and challenge themselves with when they go into it. But some people, day 1, day 2, they feel amazing. Some people actually do back-to-back cleanses, and some people are like that. I don't want to go back, or in fact, most people, I don't want to go back to the way I'm eating, and they end up buying 2 or 3 products every month.
Yeah.
Uses their food instead of buying food. Yeah. 70% of my food budget goes on platinum or purium products because it is my food.
Because
so I replace
food.
I replace what I would spend on food with that. Don't get me wrong, I still buy my food because I love my food, but my body is sustained amazingly using these products in conjunction with my foods as well.
Yeah, I had a few experience with my own clients about these feelings, about the first part of the cleanse, and then after was getting better. I remember also one client who didn't like the first cleanse, but said, okay, if I didn't enjoy it as much as I was supposed to, I'm going to do another one. And the second one was a lot better. But because the first one was a very big cleanse for this person, the second one was a little bit better for the feeling and the experience. And then she's a client that she does at least 2 cleanses a year now. And she's eating clean during the year, but she feels so much better afterwards that she continued to consume the products during the year. She does the cleanse at least once or twice a year, and she feels great. Even if she does eat organic food in general, but as you mentioned, the air pollutions, you need to have a social life. So you go to the restaurant, you go to friends, family, and so and if you look at the history, never in our history we spend so much time on eating food 365 days a year. We always had some times of fasting. That was a cleanse, a natural cleanse. So today we have these opportunities to do a natural cleanse, but we need to organize them because we have no.
It's an education, Dave. It's an education. I mean, going back to caveman days when the meat ran out, we had nothing. We had to go and hunt for the meat, and you could go days without meat. Okay, so that's a kind of fasting. Everything is too easy for us nowadays. And it's been set up that way by the conglomerates. It's been set up by the corporations to make it easy for us and to addict us to foods. And let's be honest, a cleanse isn't meant to be enjoyable. Okay? A cleanse is not meant to be enjoyable. But with this cleanse, it allows you to deal with it. It allows you to cope with that cleanse more than most other cleanses because you can eat certain foods on it. Okay, there is a list of certain foods. You don't have to eat them, but if you really need it, you've got You got foods there that you can eat.
Yeah.
So you're not eating foods. You can incorporate foods in there. Okay, so yeah, it's just we're living a life of severe convenience. Too convenient food is for us nowadays, you know, which, you know, it's neither good nor bad and right or wrong. It is what it is. Exactly. Now what we need to do is we need to address that to help us remain healthier. So, you know, as it wasn't until I was 40, 45 that I started feeling the effects of the damage I did in my, up until I was maybe 30, I hammered my body with terrible foods, beer, bad exercise, etc., etc., etc. Okay, but I felt indestructible then. But it wasn't until I hit my 40s that I started realizing I've got to do something about this. I'm starting to feel it now. It will have an effect on you, a long-term effect. And then when I found Paul Chek, like we spoke about earlier, when I found these superfoods, I understood the best foods to eat, how to incorporate everything. It started reversing things, and I started feeling better than I did 10 years before.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you very much, Andy. I really enjoyed this discussion, because we both know the importance of good food, organic food, good lifestyle, but also the importance of superfood and the cleanse once or twice a year. So thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, Dave. Thanks for bringing me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And for anyone interested in the premium or the platinum cleanse, just send me a message or comment on this video, and I will be very happy to give you the details about this cleanse.
And one thing I'd say as well, Dave, is one thing I'd say to the viewers as well, is when you do that, you're not left on your own. Dave will help coach you through it as well. He'll be there every step of the way to coach you through it. It's not just get on the cleanse and go. No. He's a tremendous, he's an amazing holistic health practitioner, and you will learn from his experience as he coaches you through it as well. So it's not just a cleanse, you'll be learning a lot with Dave along the way as well.
Thank you very much, Andy. That's true. I wanted to finish with that. It's also like a mentally growing experience. So that's good in these times to strengthen the mind and the body. Thank you very much, Andy, and I hope to see you on another podcast or another interview. For those who want to listen to the interview I did with Andy, I'm going to drop the link to the comments on this video also. So it's another very good conversations. Thank you, Andy, and take care.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. My pleasure, buddy.
Thank you.